This is a HeadGum podcast.
Hello and welcome to The Complete Guide to Everything, a podcast about everything. I am one of your hosts, Tom.
And I'm Tim.
Tim, how are you doing this week?
Tom, I'm feeling refreshed. I'm coming off a week vacation.
Yeah, I mean, people listening to this podcast won't know, but you've been, we moved last week's recording up, and this week's back. So it's been like almost 2 weeks. Well, like a week and a half, I guess.
It's been 9 days since I've been here.
Well, 9 days, that's close to a week and a half, which is close to 2 weeks.
Is that a band, 9 Days?
9 days?
Were they this is the story of the girl?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's
Long
9
Island
days.
Heartthrobs, 9 Days?
Oh, yeah, they were Long Island, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They told the world the story of the girl.
Right. Just like another Long Island boy telling the story of an uptown girl to the world.
Who's that now?
I didn't catch his name. One hit wonder.
We'll never hear from him again.
Tim, I saw this clip. Look, we'll get into leap year stuff in a minute. But I saw this clip that...
Yeah, we don't have that much.
No, I actually have a surprising amount.
Okay.
But I watched this clip this week that I don't think I sent it to you because you were away. You were on vacation.
Yeah, and I always say, don't bother me when I'm on vacation.
No, you don't say that. But I send you things on Slack because we're work buddies.
Yeah, and I don't check Slack when I'm on vacation.
Nor should you.
And you have no other way of getting in touch with me.
Yeah, Tim, you've refused to give me any other information about yourself.
Purely professional relationship, Tom.
Not even.
Gotta have boundaries in life.
It would be one thing if you gave me your phone number or your email address, but you refuse to be friends with me on any kind of social network.
Slack is the workplace of the future, Tom.
Yeah,
You don't need all that other stuff.
Yeah, you gotta set boundaries, I guess. So so at a certain point I was like, all right, Tim's legitimately on vacation. I'm going to stop putting links in here. So I don't think I sent this to you, but, I watched a video this week of, Liberty DeVito.
Oh, hey, yeah. Drummer for Billy Joel.
Yeah.
Longtime drummer, not current drummer.
Yeah. But he was on that, Drumeo YouTube channel.
I watch that a lot.
Yeah. This was Liberty DeVito hearing the Deftones for the first time.
I was going to tell you about this.
Oh, really?
I saw this, it came up in my recommended last night.
Well, did you watch it?
Yeah.
Here's my question for you then about
So what they do is they get prominent drummers,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes from like a different era, or they play them a song from a different genre that they or a different type of band.
Usually like a way different genre that they're pretty sure the drummer wouldn't have heard the song before.
Right. So and they play them the track without the drums in it. And they say like, how would you play drums to this song? So Liberty DeVito, who made his bones playing with old Billy Joel, they played him the Deftones.
Yeah.
And he was...
by the third take, he was getting it. Or not getting it, he got it.
Also, it's like, what are you going to do? Like, it's rock drumming.
Oh, yeah,
That's the other thing where, like, can you imagine? It's like, that's what I would have done.
Right.
Probably.
Well, yeah. And you see the notes he's writing down are basically like, all right, hard part here. And then, like he's not writing any kind of musical stuff. He's like loud times 2. But he was like kind of like messing around the first few times, I think, trying to figure out what he wanted to do.
Yeah, I think I've seen a few of those types of videos, and the only it's never like, oh, this part goes in 7/8, and then it switches to a samba feel. It's always just like, are you gonna play it straight, or are you gonna play it like halftime?
Yeah,
and like everybody like goes through the motions and tries everything and goes, okay, this one sounds better. And it's
although
I
feel like I did see somebody who it was one take, and they were like, "That's it, that's the take."
Yeah,
might have been Chad Smith.
Hey. Might have been Chad Michael Murray.
I don't think it was Chad Michael Murray because I don't know if he can even play the drums.
Yeah, he might be multi-talented.
He might be able to.
I bet he could ride a horse. Do you think he could ride a horse?
Yeah, I bet that's on his resume.
Yeah.
Tim, of course, is referring to Chad Michael Murray, a close personal friend of mine from One Tree Hill.
Yeah.
From my time on One Tree Hill.
Did they ride horses on that show?
From our time on One Tree Hill. I don't think so. I mean, maybe there was like a special episode. a horse riding episode,
I've
but
not,
I don't
I've
think
not
so.
seen any episodes of One Tree Hill.
It takes place in North Carolina, and
There's horses there.
Yeah, but I mean, there are horses everywhere. It's not like,
Oh, Jesus Christ! Never thought about it that way.
but it's not like, oh yeah, he was on this show called Hey Dude. It took place on a dude ranch where you're like, oh yeah, of course you'd have to know how to ride horses.
Right.
It's like a small town, North Carolina.
Okay.
But anyway, my question for you about Liberty DeVito, specific to this Drumeo video where he is playing the Deftones, hearing and playing the Deftones for the first time, is, do you think it's weird that he refers to himself as, I forget exactly how he's putting it, but something like, played on 33 out of 34 number one Billy Joel hits? It's like, just say 33. Don't you?
Yeah.
You don't have to call out, oh, there was one that, like, I don't know what the story is there that he didn't play on that one, but
What is the one? Probably River of Dreams. I know that like most of that record was a was that a number one hit though?
the song probably was.
The
Or I
song was a
don't-
number one hit when it came out against
I
like
don't know if it was number one hits, but he just said 33 out of.
Yeah.
It was a lot. I forget if it was
I feel like-
not Oscars, Grammys, or
is Billy Joel
make him say that. Make sure
Yeah.
everybody knows it's not every one of them. There was one I did all by myself.
yeah, or I don't know. Okay. Number one was Still Rock and Roll to Me. We Didn't Start the Fire.
Well, you don't have to
Uptown
go
Girl, Just
through
the
them
Way You
all.
Are. River of Dreams. Nope, that hit number 3.
Oh, okay. It might not have been number one then. It was, but I just remember thinking it was so weird that he had to specify
Yeah.
33 out of 34.
I do think he probably feels burned about the whole like getting replaced situation on the
okay.
River of Dreams album,
Yeah.
and then he wants to be like, he's like, I did this, and also I got screwed because like he's like that's
Yeah,
also
he'll-
Billy Joel's energy.
yeah, he's
That's
a
all
Long
their
Island
energy.
guy.
Where it's like, I'm really great, and I had a lot of accomplishments, and also somebody
and I
really
would've
fucked
kept,
me
I
over.
would have kept going if it weren't for this one fucking guy.
Yeah, right, and that's why he does it.
Yeah.
Either that, or
Because he said it like 3 times during the video.
either that, or he's talking about For the Longest Time, where it's just a cappella and
Oh.
snaps.
Yeah,
maybe that wasn't
if
him
he
doing the
didn't-
snaps.
Yeah, if he didn't do the snaps, that would make sense.
Yeah.
All right, fascinating stuff, Tim. Glad we got this out of the way. Because I've been thinking about it for the longest time of just why would you be so specific? Just say, sure, you can't say every Billy Joel number one hit, but just say 33.
Yeah.
You don't have to say and there was one I didn't do. Because then that's what everybody's attention goes to. Well, what's the story there? Was it For the Longest Time? Was it River of Dreams?
Maybe he likes to have that, like, hey, people are still talking about me after this.
Yeah, but they're talking about what he wasn't a part of.
Yeah, exactly. And
Yeah.
that he gets to play the victim. Playing the victim is a big thing
On Long Island.
on Long Island in 2024 in general.
Yeah, in the entertainment industry.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
great. In life. I like
Yeah.
playing the victim.
Yeah, hey, why'd you give me this Deftones song? I don't know it.
Come on. That's not
Hey,
fair.
come on. I'm just a poor old drummer. You give me the Deftones now? First, Billy throws me out of the band. Now I got to play the Deftones? I've never even heard these guys.
Wow, Tom. The accent work is really
Thank you.
something else.
Well, I mean, yeah, with a name like Liberty DeVito, the accent does.
He's by all accounts a good man.
Oh yeah, no, he seemed
And
like a
and Billy
good guy.
Joel have reconciled on a personal level.
Okay, but not on the kind of personal level that gets him back in the band.
I don't think Billy Joel's like, I'm gonna, fire the drummer that's been playing with me for the last 25 years
Yeah.
because like we're cool again.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
Well, and then that guy would have a beef to go
Yeah.
talk about.
Also, Billy Joel, like nobody knows what the beef is, and Billy Joel always said, if I said publicly what caused our falling out, it would ruin Liberty DeVito's life. Like those are his exact words. It would ruin his life.
Wow.
Which makes it sound like capital crime bad, right?
Yeah, which makes it sound like, all right, either you're really doing this guy a solid by keeping this a secret, or you're exaggerating, and it's so much worse than just telling. It's like, all right, you want to know what he did? He took my car one time when I told him he wasn't allowed to.
Billy Joel's got a lot of cars.
but I told him specifically, you can't take that one. Like, I could also totally see it being
crashed it into somebody's house. Oh no! Wait,
no, that was
sorry.
I could totally see it being something like that. But yeah, I mean, it makes it sound like capital crime. Yeah. Because I was gonna say even like, he's my wife cheated on me with him. Like, well, that wouldn't ruin his life, but man, I could also see Billy Joel being like, nowadays you say you're not a vegetarian and they'll cancel you for it.
Billy Joel's cool. We're still pro
no,
Joel.
We're still pro Joel, of course, Tim, but it's fun. It's fun to make fun of the guy.
Yes. Tom, I have so many stories to tell from my my vacation.
You were away.
I'll save them for the Patreon.
Okay.
I did want to say this, Tom.
Wow. I've never heard a pitch for a Patreon better than that.
What? My vacation stories?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Tom, okay. You know what I realized about this show?
There are a lot of movies that have the vacation in the title. All the vacation movies, for example. Yeah. If you like the National Lampoon movies, you're going to love our Patreon.
Well, I was thinking, Tom, this show used to be us telling stories about when we've been out and about in New York City. Neither of us are.
Nah, man, yeah. So many of the stories were like, this is what happened to me today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
It's like how, after the pandemic and like moving to Austin, Joe Rogan is just like, here's what I saw on Facebook. Here's some right-wing memes that I saw on Facebook.
And, we've modeled our career after him, and it's gotten us this far, so we're going to keep doing it.
We're going to keep Joey
We're going to keep striving for that upper echelon.
All right, Tom, speaking of that crowd,
yeah,
I just want to ask you one question.
Okay.
So there's this guy on the plane.
Mm-hmm. Was he doing crowd work?
No, but he was like, the kind of, how
man, imagine if an airline had like, we have a comedian that does crowd work on the plane.
I think that's what Southwest used to do, right? Didn't they used to do stuff like that, play like games and stuff?
I think they encouraged their flight attendants to have like funny announcements.
No, I think they played games and stuff.
I don't know about that. I took Southwest a lot when I went to college. They didn't do. I mean, that was like a short flight, so
they didn't have enough time to play games.
Yeah,
well, there it is. No, this guy,
I
didn't like the cut of his jib. And it was like one of those guys like, what are you flying to New York for? Did they call like, it's like,
a rally?
Yeah. Is it like, we're finally going to take down New York City? Like we're going to finish what we started on January. So, he's wearing like.
Meet at Trump Tower.
Yeah. You know how they like make like casual clothes that kind of looks like tactical gear now?
They do?
Yeah, like for like cosplaying, they have like distressed American flags on them and pictures of guns and stuff. And he was one of these guys. He also had a kid.
I thought you were talking about just like a camouflage suit, like a business suit.
No,
because that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, that is very cool. Maybe we should start that company.
Yeah, maybe.
We should figure out a way to bilk these guys that like, will buy stupid stuff to like look tough.
Yeah. Well, we'd have to find a better angle than
the two of us.
We wouldn't stupid stuff to look tough.
And we wouldn't be the spokesman, of course.
We get some real beefcakes to wear our stuff, and we'd be like, "This is what the shirt will look like on you."
All right. So anyway, on the plane, they didn't have TVs.
Okay.
Now what they have is like, hey, use your device and connect to the internet. And then like they
use
have
an app or whatever.
Yeah. Or you can just do it in your browser. It was actually pretty. It was pretty easy.
I
watched Austin Powers International Man of Mystery. But they have the whole interface with like all the movies that you can watch.
Yeah.
And so everybody, they even have a holder for your phone
nice.
that goes where like the screen would be.
Yeah.
So I was like, it's kind of cool. Like I can use my AirPods with it instead of like wired.
Right, and you're like, you know what? The screens are always pieces of shit anyway.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. This I know will work. Whatever. So this guy's 2 rows up. We had a little bit of a, like, not an altercation.
All right,
but
2 rows up. I don't think I've ever had any kind of interactions.
No. In the terminal.
Oh, I see.
See, my wife and I were flying with our 2-year-old son and his partner.
Now, Tim,
and
is this a Patreon level?
Maybe.
All right.
And then
Be careful, don't give away
He had like a 2-year-old girl, and like the 2 kids like in the terminal were like waving at each other, and I was like, hey, you want to go say hi? We're still half hour before boarding, but like this guy like didn't like the cut of my jib. I think he was like, this guy's a little too soy boy for me,
right?
So he like kept his daughter away, and it's like, all right, whatever, man.
Yeah.
And then like promptly ignored her while she was screaming the whole time on the plane, while he put his phone up and watched Avengers Endgame.
Nice.
Without headphones.
So
it turned up
rickety-eared.
so loud.
Yeah.
And it's like bad enough. Like
this was Southwest?
No, this was American Airlines.
Oh, okay.
And like
'cause I was gonna say if it was Southwest, like, yeah, well, what can you do?
And like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And I didn't say anything to him because I thought he would like choke me out on the plane, and it'd be like,
yeah, that's like the kind of thing people do sometimes, like looking for a fight, basically.
yeah. But also, he had like this little kid, and the little kid wasn't like doing all his poor. The partner, wife, girlfriend, whatever, was like dealing with the kid.
Yeah.
And like, he just sat there like watching, Smart Hulk or whatever, talk to Iron Man. It was baffling, and I think none of the flight attendants wanted to deal with it.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, I feel like normally that's like a flight attendant, like you can't. Hey, that isn't being considerate to everybody else.
Yeah, so I guess the story is I didn't do anything, but I was like, you know what, my kid's not screaming.
Yeah,
my kid's just watching videos on an iPad with no sound on.
Yeah,
and it's like, because like he wouldn't want to wear the headphones,
right?
And then like it's like, I don't know,
I'll
watch
like,
a Bluey episode with no sound.
Yeah, if you don't mind, all right.
Yeah. So I watched.
I was putting these headphones on for you, but if you don't want them, all right.
Watch Austin Powers. Doesn't exactly hold. It holds up in like you're not getting canceled.
Right.
Nobody's getting canceled
there's
for
nothing
that movie.
problematic in it. Now.
But like it's very quaint, and then it made me feel very old because I remember when it felt edgy to me.
Now let me ask you this: at any point did it make you feel randy?
Oh my God, Tom!
Probably when
randy,
those fembots came
horny,
out.
Yeah, all the things. Everybody's like they're making fun of the catchphrases.
You were probably desperate for a shag by the time that movie was done.
He says his catchphrases one time each in that movie.
Yeah, but they're so good that they caught on. I mean, that's kind of the thing with catchphrases that I don't know. Darth Vader didn't say, "Luke, I am your father" 10 times. It's just kind of.
You would think the whole movie was "Yeah, baby" and "Do I make you horny?"
Yeah.
No, he says both of those one time.
He says "Yeah, baby" just once.
Nah, he says it a bunch of times.
Yeah.
But no more than like 16 or 17 times.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, because that was a good one when he said that. Did Borat only say "my wife" once? Because that would throw me for a loop.
He never said it.
Yeah. Oh, now that's like a Mandela effect thing that would get me like.
Borat never talked about his wife.
Yeah, somebody was like,
that would drive you to kill yourself. You'd be like, oh my God, my whole reality.
They'd arrest me outside the CERN Hard-On Collider or like the CIA headquarters or something.
All right, it's a leap year, Tom.
Yeah.
Let's get down to it.
Yeah. Tim, a leap year, I looked this up.
And as far as I've heard, there's been no attack on New York City. I don't know what this guy's business was in New York City.
Oh.
If not to like, I don't know, participate in some.
Tim, you think he was based on him wearing a distressed T-shirt, listening to Endgame without the headphones on, and just like not being attentive to his daughter?
If there were attentive people like me on those planes January 5th, I'm much like the Mark Wahlberg of January 6th.
Right.
It wouldn't have gone down that way, Tom.
Right. Yeah. You would have put an end to it.
As evidenced by the way, I wouldn't even confront the guy about having his...
You wouldn't even talk to his flight attendant about it.
What, I could tell on him?
Well, I mean, if you're going to do anything, I would think that would be the first step.
You don't stop an insurrection by tattling. Excuse me.
Nobody's ever tried.
This man's trying to overthrow the government.
Yeah. Well, we'll look into that, sir. Tim, a leap year occurs every 4 years to help synchronize the calendar year with the solar year, or the length of time it takes.
It's February 29th. They add an extra day.
It takes the sun to complete its orbit around the Earth to complete its orbit around the sun, which is about 365.2425 days. So not every 365 days. They've lied to us. They've been lying to us. Without leap years, we would lose almost 6 hours every year. After 100 years, our calendar would be off by 24 days, approximately.
Also, who cares, right?
If our calendar was off,
yeah,
it would fuck up like astronomy and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Because everything wouldn't be where it's supposed to be.
Two things.
Mm-hmm.
This is, look, I'm going to be vulnerable here, Tom. Number one, when you were like, it's a leap year and that's next week, leap day is next week, we should do the episode on leap years.
Yeah.
I'm always thinking, because we have such a global audience, I thought, number one, do they have leap years outside of the U.S.? That's my first thought. And then realized, okay, yeah, they do. And then I started thinking about leap years, and I was like, oh, it's because it's not exactly.
Yeah.
Then why doesn't it screw
why don't
up
they
sunrise
make it
and sunset? And it's like, oh, because I'm thinking,
yeah, you got to think
rotation,
through
not
the
revolution.
Whole way.
Yeah.
That's the trick to understanding leap years, Tim. That you can't. I love how you're talking about like idiots and like stopping an insurrection and stuff. And meanwhile, you're like, why don't they just tell us what damn day it is, and then we'll just know.
You know what? No, I'm being vulnerable, Tom, and saying that that's my first thought.
Yeah.
And then I take a second, and if I don't figure it out by myself, I have you,
well, what I'm encouraging,
a certified genius here, to tell me.
What I'm encouraging you to do, Tim, is to work with this thought process more often. Don't just fly off the handle at the first inconsistency you think you found.
I know. I'm working on it.
Because it is. You would think like, okay, then divide it up different to make it work right. But it fundamentally turns down to, the number of times we spin is not the number of times we go around it.
Yeah, the sun.
The sun and the earth are the
You're
two
using
things.
A lot of hand motions. This is not a vodcast.
Yeah. Oh, I thought, but sometimes when I do the hand motions, little sound effects going like, woo, woo, woo. And people get by he's probably like twirling his hand around a little bit.
That's gonna be a thing soon, right? Where it's gonna be like the next leap in podcast technology, right? Where it's like if you move how like when you're in a Google Meet meeting and you give the thumbs up,
and it does
it like puts a thumbs up on the screen. It's like I get it.
Yeah, right.
Can you guys do something? You got a bunch of freaking geniuses working for you, Google. Can you do something about global warming instead of being like, when I put my thumb up, a picture of a thumb coming up redundantly shows to everybody.
Tim, I think your ire is at the wrong people, because I think it's actually an Apple thing.
No, it's on Google as well.
No, but I think it's like an OS level thing. Of like any app that's using those APIs recognizes the hand gestures and does that.
Okay, well,
but
unnecessary.
You can turn it off. Is what I'm saying.
It's not a problem for me.
Well, it sounds like it is, Tim.
You know the thing about technology? This is what Apple does. They're just like, how can we make it so that like we're constantly doing something? I have the Apple AirPods, the Pro.
Yeah.
I realize I'm listening to music.
Yeah, you don't need to do that on the plane. You can just use the phone speakers.
That's true. No, but I'll be listening to music, and I like to put music on and like zone out.
Right.
And then, like, the volume will come down, and it's like, oh, this is smart. Like, when somebody enters the room, it, like, senses it. Or, like...
I don't think so.
I forget what mode it's called. There's some sort of mode.
Oh,
it's new.
Adaptive audio? Oh, okay,
and so, like, it'll turn my music down.
Turn it off.
Yeah, I know, but it goes on by default.
Yeah.
And it's just like, Apple, in all these tech companies, I'm not trying to have you, like, constantly monitoring what's happening to me and be like, I know what Tim wants at this moment. If I want to turn down my music, I'll turn down my music.
Well, I think the reason why they put that on and made it by default is that a lot of people walk around with noise canceling on and get hit by trucks and stuff.
Okay. Well,
so they were
that's
like,
my
all right,
prerogative.
let me live my life. If I want to walk around with the earplugs in.
Yeah, or if Tom, I was listening to a song on the way over here in a lift.
Change it.
I know, but right when it hit the most emotional part, it turned down before I realized it was even on. It was like, this song didn't hit the right way.
Yeah.
And now I'm all out of sorts.
You listen to your headphones while you're in a lift?
Hell yeah. What do? Make small talk?
No, never. But it always struck me as like kind of rude. But I guess yeah, why not?
Half the time,
they're
90% of the phone, like they're talking to people.
Yeah,
on the phone.
Well, maybe I'll try.
Which is what I would do too.
Yeah. I don't take many.
If I was a Lyft driver, I'd be like, can I set up a microphone in here and Tom, we do the show while I'm on a shift?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You'll be here doing whatever, and I'll be driving around.
Yeah, just kind of talking quietly like this. Oh, yeah, that's interesting.
No,
you'll do it normal. You'll drink and everything. All right, so that's leap years. We'll see you next week. Tim, what I think you were proposing something that is similar to.
I wasn't proposing anything, Tom.
So what the hell? A whole leap month is added to the Chinese calendar every 3 years.
See? Okay. So, Tom, I'm not an asshole.
The leap month's place in the Chinese calendar varies from year to year. And 2015 was a leap year. The Chinese calendar has always struck me as confusing and hard to understand. It's just based on different systems that I don't know or understand. I mean, I don't know the way our calendar works either.
Yeah,
I guess.
No, they just have a different calendar.
But their calendar, it seems
so like
their calendar
what
seems
I'm
like
learning
it can vary more.
I'm not so dumb. Where it's like, oh, do they have leap years internationally? It's like, yeah, well, the Chinese calendar deals with it in a completely different way.
A different way, a more seemingly more disruptive way. But I'm guessing,
I think it's cool.
They're used to it, so they know, like, oh yeah, there's going to be an extra month this year.
Who cares if there's an extra month?
Here's where it's going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, we have an extra day every 4 years instead of...
Well, having an extra day every 4 years versus having an extra month every 3 years and it's in a different place every year, that's wacky.
That's fun.
That's probably as wacky as you can get.
Don't say wacky, Tom. I think it's innovative.
I mean, it's just got to really keep people on their toes. Tim, I have a few facts, thoughts here that I'd like to read from Cleveland.com. That's where I found a lot of this stuff.
That's the source for all.
It is. It's like it's like a newspaper or something, I think. What? I'm just saying it sounds like a state-run site.
I know, Tom.
But I'm just also saying, like, how slow is shit in Cleveland that, like, a newspaper got Cleveland.com instead of the city itself?
I mean, I don't know.
What's New York.com? It's probably some kind of scam, but...
Yeah, it is. It's buy Broadway tickets.
Oh, they have good prices? And they have restaurants? Yeah, see?
Should we make a
dinner reservation? Get us some Broadway tickets. But they said Julius Caesar introduced the first leap year around 46 BC, but his Julian calendar had only one rule. Any year evenly divisible by 4 would be a leap year. That created too many leap years. But the math wasn't tweaked until Pope Gregory VIII or the 13th rather,
goddamn, whatever.
introduced his Gregorian calendar more than 1,500 years later. So you got Julius with the Julian calendar, Gregory with the Gregorian calendar.
Are they naming these themselves, or people just like, or are they coming out and be like, "This is the calendar"?
I mean, we're talking
like,
about
we'll call it Gregorian.
I mean, we're talking about an emperor and a pope. I wouldn't put it past them to be like, yeah, and everybody being like, of course, that's what we would call it. You're the emperor and or pope.
Right. You did not adequately, by the way, explain what a leap year is.
I did explain.
I know, you just read a bunch of...
Well, I mean, people get the bait. There's a February 29th every 4 years.
Okay, except every 100 years. Except some of them, like the year 2000.
Mm-hmm. We didn't have one?
Look...
Yeah, sometimes some scientists are like, not this time, guys.
The extra day every 4 years
like, right.
was too much of a correction. This is from thoughtco.com.
Oh, I got some stuff from Thought. They also had a good article about all this.
There's a leap year every year that is divisible by 4, but to qualify, century years, which are ones that end in 00, must also be divisible by 400. So the year 2000 was a leap year, but the years 1700, 1800, and 1900 were not.
Yeah. Huh?
What?
All right, Tim. Look, let's get away from all the science.
Yeah, it's February 29th. Usually it's February 28th and then March 1st. They shoehorn in an extra day. And we're all like, what the hell are we supposed to do with this now?
Well, I'll tell you one of the things that you can do with it, Tim. You can do what they do in Ireland, which is decide...
Drink.
Jesus. Yes, but also they decided a long time. I mean, I don't think there's like a real, maybe it is a thing people do nowadays still, but it's like kind of like a folk tale that goes back to St. Patrick, that on leap years, on February 29th, women are allowed to propose to men.
For marriage.
Propose marriage to men.
Yeah.
Not only
How
that.
dare they, right?
Right. And I think that's how it originally, the idea came about of like, oh, there's like a loophole in the laws, because normally the laws say, you know, if a woman did that, you can kill her. But the laws are written in such a way that there's no laws on the 29th.
Right.
What's the craziest thing we can do?
Yeah, it was like... we have the purge on February 29th, and the most imaginative thing they could come up with was Sadie Hawkins' version of...
right, that a woman can propose to a man.
Is the Sadie Hawkins dance a real thing, or was it only in 80s and 90s sitcoms?
I mean, I think it had to have actually been a real thing at like some schools or whatever, but I definitely feel like it was overrepresented in popular culture that this was a thing that always, oh yeah, every school has a Sadie Hawkins dance every year, and there's going to be an episode about the girls trying to figure out which boy to ask and all the drama therein.
Which also, like, Tom, maybe I just grew up woke.
I've been thinking that. I think
I grew up unfortunately woke?
Yeah.
It always seemed to me that like girls and boys should be able to ask each other to dances if they please.
I also feel like our school, I don't know, I would see a lot of stuff on TV about, you know, like school culture and stuff. And it seemed like, I don't know, nobody cared at our school. Nobody like put in effort for anything.
Yeah.
So things like that, it wasn't even like, oh yeah, no, the girls never asked the boys. The boys asked the girls. It's like, nah, I think just like kind of nobody asked anybody. People would just kind of be like, you want to do this? People just go in groups. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or maybe I was just being excluded from everything.
Do you think at our high school these days, the one that we used to go to, we don't go to high school now, people are doing the promposals, or do you think it's similarly like...
Yeah.
Do girls ever do promposals for boys? And also, I think it's
boys for boys and girls for girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think also like
well,
it's not like against the rules the way that it probably was when we were we're same sex.
I don't think there were probably like rules on the books, but it was probably like the like just like latent hate. Will just
be like this would be
deter anybody from getting any ideas.
Yeah, maybe we just don't go to the prom.
Right. And if that happens, we'll address it privately at the time, but we don't have to put this out as a rule.
Yeah. You'll get sent to the principal's office for him to discourage you from being yourself.
Yeah, from like embarrassing everybody by doing that. So by that
simpler times, huh?
By that logic, gay marriage was always illegal in Ireland. It's since become legal, of course.
Right.
I think the first country that voted like that, it was like a general election question, and the people decided, legalize it. Yeah. If you could do anything on the 29th because of how strict the laws were, how descriptive they were, then maybe it was like, a woman can always propose to a woman, though. We don't have any laws about that. But anyway.
So the Air Bud situation. There's nothing in the law books that
says you can't. What were we talking about?
A lady proposing.
Oh,
to
lady.
A man.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. So on February 29th, and Tim, well, you're probably thinking, okay, well, so what? Well, guess what? If the man says no, then he still owes that woman some kind of prize or something like that.
What the hell are you talking about?
You can't just say no and get away with it. And
does that go the other way too?
This happens, no. And this happens in other countries too. This is from thoughtco.com, Tim. In Denmark, a man refusing a woman's February 29th proposal must give her 12 pairs of gloves.
Huh.
And in Finland...
So ladies must just be like a lady with a
lot of gloves.
With fancy taste in gloves.
Yeah,
can propose to several men in one
right,
yeah.
Propose to men that are unavailable, so they'll have to say no, and then, hey, you still get the gloves.
But what if this glove lover's gambit backfires and one of the men accepts?
Says yes, yeah.
She was just like, I was just in it for the gloves, not the love.
Yeah, you got to be very careful with who you propose to if you're just after gloves in that case.
Yeah.
It also makes you think if you were, maybe you had gone on a date with a lovely lady in Denmark and she invited you back to her place and you saw dozens of gloves in her closet or something.
It's time to get out of town on February 29th.
Right. Yeah. Oh, those gloves. Oh, those are almost 4 years old now. It'll almost be time to get more soon. Oh boy.
What's happening here?
Yeah.
Because you're thinking like, how many pairs of gloves does this lady have? If she loves gloves this much, she's got to get enough to last her for 4 full years.
Yeah. Well, you can do that if you're getting them a dozen at a time. It's easy.
Yeah.
You switch out your gloves every 4 months.
I mean, that's not... this lady really loves gloves.
Tim, you switch out your gloves every 4 months. You're not even giving yourself time to break the gloves in.
What if she's wearing these gloves every waking hour?
What kind of gloves are we talking? Leather?
Silk.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Those don't wear well. I'm thinking work gloves. I thought these were work gloves she was getting.
Yeah.
I was like, she's working hard if every 3 months she needs a new pair of gloves.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, wearing through them. And in...
Tom, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, I have another country where things like this are
in a leap
weird.
year. Yeah, this is just... this made me think of it when you were like, whatever. When are you generally aware of it being a leap year? Like going into... Like on New Year's Eve when you're singing All My Anxiety, or you're like... here it is, 2024, a leap year.
You know what? I feel like, except for, when the day is about to happen, when a leap year is about to happen, that is the other time I hear about it, because I feel like that, when they're doing these New Year's Eve countdowns, they've got to fill a lot of time.
Yeah, are you watching any of them?
Yeah, watch them all, Tim.
Which one did you watch this
year? And
I
tape the ones that I'm not watching so I can watch the other channels.
Did you watch Anderson and Andy Cohen?
I like to flip around, Tim, because the honest truth is they're all awful, and
you're
just kind of flipping between all of them going like, Jesus Christ, nobody's got anything mildly entertaining.
Oh, you know what you should watch?
What?
Austin Powers.
I should watch Austin Powers
on New Year's Eve.
I should back time it so that it when it hits midnight, he says, "Do I make you horny?"
Yeah,
and then
you can say yes.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, you say, yeah, baby, and everybody else is cheering because of the ball dropping, which you can hear from your house.
But I think they're cheering because of me.
Yeah, you
right.
and Austin doing.
And then I go into the new year with a huge confidence boost of having such a good yeah, baby, that the whole city cheered for me. No, but I feel like that is something they mentioned during the New Year's Eve countdowns. They'll say, the year coming up, of course, a year we just had, a lot of things happen this upcoming year, a leap year. So, outside of that, they don't know a lot of things that are going to happen.
Yeah.
They'll say if it's an election year, a leap year, but then they look at their cards and they're like, oh, it's this year we can expect a spring, a summer, a fall, and a winter. Huh. Well, there's something to look forward to, everybody.
That's what they're saying? Is that what Anderson Cooper and Kathy Griffin are saying? Remember Kathy Griffin? Yeah. She's not allowed to do it anymore.
She's not allowed to anymore.
Everybody was like, oh, I can't believe they fired her for that.
Uh-huh.
I can.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody's like, she didn't do anything. It's like...
No, yeah, I get it.
If Glenn or if Rob Schneider held up a decapitated Obama head in 2009, you'd be like, all right, throw this guy in Gitmo.
Yeah, I didn't like the guy either, but if you're going to talk about like respecting the office and everything, it's like, yeah, no matter who it is, it's not good for the U.S. to have a president assassinated. I totally get. And I, you know what I didn't like about that whole situation too, that she like backtracked and like blamed the photographer, but then like years later was like, no, it was all me. And it was like, oh, well then
I didn't even know that part. I just knew
she was like kind of flip flop. She did what I would have done in the situation was like, well, what about this? What if I say this? Then will I get all the jobs back? No. All right. Well, then it wasn't me. It was the photographer that told me to do it.
Yeah, I would have done it. I wouldn't have held the I don't know. It's a bloodied head of a sitting president.
Yeah, it really upset Barron. You remember that being a big thing?
But I can see why the news channel was like, all right, we can't have her do the thing.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Like
she can't putz around with Anderson Cooper after that.
And like, of course, I don't think anybody was afraid. Oh no, she's telegraphing her attack. She's going to do that. But at the same time, it's like, well, if we agree as a country that we take these things seriously, you can't do that. Yeah. It's a stupid thing. It's not worth it, you know?
It just seemed to be weird that everybody's like, what's the big deal? And it's like, it would have been a big deal if it was another guy.
Yeah.
Like I was like, what's the big deal? Then I thought about it for a second.
Yeah.
I did my famous thing, Tom.
What? Thinking
about it for a little bit longer than being like, actually.
Yeah. Also, like, I don't know. I never found her like super funny.
Kathy Griffin.
Yeah.
Are you forgetting about a little show called Suddenly Susan?
No, Tim, I think about Suddenly Susan all the time. I did like Suddenly Susan. She was pretty good on Suddenly Susan. You
liked Suddenly Susan?
Yeah, of course I like Suddenly Susan.
The Brooke Shields, I don't think I ever watched it.
Well, I'm thinking of...
Veronica's Closet?
No. I'm thinking of, what am I thinking of?
Just Shoot Me.
Yes. I was like, it's called Snapshot or something. Just Shoot Me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Suddenly Susan, Tom, did you know this?
Mm-hmm.
It shot 3 different pilots.
Really?
And in one of them,
Mm-hmm.
Nancy Marchand.
Okay. The who's that? The lead?
No.
Okay.
The mom
Mm-hmm.
from The Sopranos,
Ah.
Olivia
Mm-hmm.
from The Sopranos, was in one of the versions
Tony's
of
mom.
it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And if that had gone and the show had gone on, she would have been
wouldn't
unavailable
Uh-huh.
for The Sopranos. The Sopranos was all supposed to be about Tony and his mom
Right.
for like all the seasons. Like
Yeah,
they had
Yeah, originally the show was going to be called Tony and his mom.
Tony. It was just going to be called Tony's mom. It was going to be called Mrs. Soprano.
And then they were like, "Yeah, but how are people going to know why we care who she is? We don't even know who Tony is."
But then the actress died who played his
Oh,
mom,
okay.
and they had to like
Yeah,
come
rush.
up with so like a whole different.
Mhm.
So had that pilot of
Yeah.
Suddenly Susan gone, the best show,
Mhm.
Sopranos,
Yeah.
would have been completely different. They probably
Wow.
would have gotten like Betty White to play the mom, and it would have been still be going right now. 25 seasons with starring
25
Betty White.
seasons and with
Oh,
like, and it just keeps getting better and better. Yeah, they recast James Gandolfini and Betty White at some point.
Who knows in this situation?
Oh, James
Tom?
Gandolfini may have lived.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they have sliding doors, Tom.
yeah. Betty White might have
Butterfly
got him on a
effect.
better diet and exercise regime or something.
I guess the one flaw in this plan is Betty White also died.
Yeah, but maybe she would still be alive. Maybe.
Oh my God, Tom, you're right.
They say laughter's the best medicine. Maybe she would have had so many laughs on the set of The Sopranos.
You know what, Tom?
What?
This might be a darker timeline, though, because now she's not on the set of Hot in Cleveland where she gets all those
Oh.
laughs, and maybe she's on the set of The Sopranos
Oh, and she
where it's
turns
not
dark?
so many laughs.
Yeah.
And then she
dies
in
early.
2004.
Yeah, nobody wants that.
No.
Um,
Least of all of those people that voted for her to host Saturday Night Live.
voted.
Remember that?
Were people voting?
Well, they were
There
retweeting.
was like a write-in
yeah.
campaign or whatever. But there
No,
was-
writing campaign is different than voting.
Well, voting makes it sound like
They went to the
SNL
polls?
was like, "All right, we're putting it to you. You decide."
I mean,
who
they
hosts
probably did
SNL.
that on Twitter or something.
I don't think so. But I mean, they're responsive to what people are asking, what people are clamoring for. In this case, it was Betty White hosting SNL.
Yeah. I still think Deadpool should host.
I mean, he's got a new movie coming out. Timmy might
Do you think he'd, say things that would
lampoon
make...
everything.
Yeah, I'd be afraid of him lampoon. That's probably what Lorne Michaels is afraid of. Like, yeah, I'd invite Deadpool to... Obviously, the ratings would be through the roof if
right.
Deadpool
But what
hosted.
if he starts taking some shots at me,
Yeah.
Lorne Michaels?
I don't like to be lampooned myself.
Right, and I hate having the fourth wall broken. Yeah, that happened a lot. I know I saw something somewhat recently about I guess somebody had like tweeted about Mark Hamill, some like failed show he was in, and because I think Mark Hamill just has like a Twitter alert set to his name that he responds to everything. He posted that he was like, "Oh, like fun fact about that, forgotten NBC show. If it had gotten picked up for season 2, I would have been unavailable for Star Wars, and my entire life would have been different.
Maybe better. Maybe he never would have gotten that motorcycle crash.
Maybe, or maybe something even worse. Again, Tim, it's sliding doors. You can't really, figure these things out. That's what makes life so
You
complicated.
ever think of big decisions that you've made just on a whim? And how much they've affected
I
your
thought
life?
you were saying, do I ever think about them? On a whim. Not big decisions I've made on whims, I guess.
There's like one thing that always like,
But I do think about sometimes just like random, like, oh, this happened. These small things led to this bigger thing. And
it's
that's
like
kinda...
Blink-182 says, all the small things.
Oh, is that what that's about?
Yeah, it's about the butterfly effect.
Oh, okay. Well, they should have called it the butterfly effect. Got not Anderson Cooper. Ashton Kutcher
Yeah.
to do a verse.
Ashton Kutcher and Anderson Cooper on New Year's Eve. Then there'd be some fireworks.
Yeah, Kutch and Coop back at it, getting lit,
Jiggy with it.
getting jiggy with it. All right.
That's what everybody's talking about,
with the
right?
musical guest Will Smith.
Oh, Tom. I don't know if you've heard.
What were you going to say? You were about to say something about something else.
I was just talking about.
How
on
decisions.
a whim, like remember, like choosing what college to go to.
Yeah, based on like not the best criteria in hindsight.
Yeah, like we were. I had to go on this like college tour of Boston University. And I was in a bad mood, and my parents kept asking me questions like, do you like it here? Do you want to go here?
Like, no, there's nothing like Boston Commons.
My favorite show, second only to Just Shoot Me and Madman of the People.
Right.
And I was in a bad mood, so I was like, yeah, let's buy the sweatshirt. I'm going here. And we bought a sweatshirt.
Yeah.
And then like a couple weeks later on a whim.
Yeah, let's buy the sweatshirt.
I was a dick. Tom,
I don't know. What do we have to do to make it official? Buy me a sweatshirt.
And then pay like tens of thousands. Anyway, then I decided like, I don't want to go there anymore. And like,
yeah,
probably because I was pissed off about something else a week later because I was an angsty teen. And it was just like all the people that I hung out with in college are all the people that I hang out with now. You know, like
right.
It's the reason I live where I live. I never would have met my wife. Like every single thing. And it was just because like
good friends of yours from college are good friends of mine and like other people we know even though we didn't go to college.
And all of that was just based on me being like, I'm gonna go here. No, actually, fuck you. I'm gonna go here.
Yeah, well,
I can't remember my reasoning for any of it.
I thought you were going to say like a decision you made on a whim of like, I'm going to go to the park today and that's where I met my wife. Like,
no, it's
like big decisions that you happen to make on a whim.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was like decisions that turned out to be big, but you didn't think they were.
No, just like, and like to be fair, I didn't have enough information to make this
with
decision.
Your gut.
Yeah.
You were like, which city do I know better? New York. Hey, which city has Jay-Z and Alicia Keys made a song about just recently or not yet?
I was more like, hey, where's Scores?
Right.
I was a big Stern guy, and he always went to Scores.
I lived on the same block as Scores for a few months.
Really? High class strip club? I don't know. I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, I never went inside, but when you walk by, it smelled like a pool, and I thought that.
That's how you know it's.
Yeah, I was like, well, they're
sanitary.
bleaching the place every night. All right, how bad could it be? It smelled not like bleach, like chlorine. It smelled. I like that smell.
You had another thing, another day. Or wait, not another day. Another country that had a weird leap day.
Oh, Denmark, Tim. In Denmark, it is.
Wasn't the last thing in Denmark also?
Oh yeah, no, Denmark. In Finland,
okay,
similar.
Yeah.
An uninterested.
Oh, Tom. Oh boy, are we gonna get emails about this one
from the Danes and the Finns? In Finland, an uninterested gentleman must give his spurned suitor enough fabric to make a skirt.
Oh, okay. So again.
I mean, that would also think about how, like, if you're a woman and you propose and the guy says no and your heart like not a random guy. You're not just trying. It's somebody you really love. You're not just trying to get enough material to make a skirt. And you're like, oh, I know he won't ask, so this is my chance. And you ask,
but the thing is,
he says no, and you're heartbroken, and you run home, and then, like the next day, he knocks on your door. Here's all the material for the skirt. I know that's part of the deal. I don't want to get married, but I want to hold up my end of the bargain still.
Under penalty of law.
Under penalty of law, I don't want to go to jail.
Yeah.
But then maybe because it's his girlfriend, he's like, it's a small amount of material. So he's like
mini skirt.
Yeah. So he's like, hubba hubba.
Yeah, and then she's
But maybe
the worst
she's-
of both worlds. She's getting objectified now.
Right. Or maybe she decides, you know what, I'm going to make a skirt out of this little material. I'm going to find a better man. I'm going to go
backfires on
I'm going
this
to go
guy.
shake my tush.
Mr.
at the club.
Afraid of commitment.
Yeah.
Just put my tush in a mini skirt for
Right.
another
Head
man.
down to one of the Finnish clubs, one of the many Finnish singles bars,
Yeah.
and see what the men there have to think about it. And they can propose 365 days of the year. And maybe one of them will tonight.
On the dance floor. Have you ever proposed to a girl on the dance floor, Tom?
Tim, so many times. I can't even count them all. People that are...
There's got to be a song about falling in love on the dance floor.
No, I don't think so.
Doesn't seem
Um,
possible.
So people that are born on February 29th, of course, they don't just go like, oh, me? Yeah, I'm, 10 years old.
They do as a joke, Tom.
As a
They
joke.
fucking do constantly. What are you talking about?
I mean, as a
They
joke.
love doing that.
Of course, but they can't do that,
People who aren't born on Leap Day pretend it's
what?
when they're just like, "How up? It's my 21st birthday again."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to tell me about, like, look, we both know people that always go, oh, I'm just a little boy. I'm 10 years old all the time. It's like, wait, what?
You're on a big lolly.
Right. He's like,
dressed in a sailor suit.
yeah, it's like, I went to college with you. You're not a little boy. Yes, I
The
am.
boy genius. There's a boy genius that always ate at the same.
In college?
Yeah, he ate at the dining hall
Right.
at the same time as me.
Uh-huh.
It's like, wonder if I left a Rubik's cube on the table that he usually sits at. If he'd sit down and just solve it real quick before eating.
I mean, it depends on what kind of genius he was.
Yeah,
That kind of situation stinks because I would think you'd be like, I kind of feel bad that kid's got no friends, but
he had friends.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Other boy geniuses?
yeah,
Adults?
yeah.
Because that's the other thing. Then it's like,
Creeps.
well, that's fucked
Yeah,
up.
it's a bunch of creeps.
Yeah, like, yeah, you shouldn't. The boy genius. Yeah, they should bring in another. Look, if your school's going to accept boy or girl geniuses, you got to accept a few. You got to make sure they've got enough people to make friends.
I don't think he was like. I don't think he
That's smart.
dormed there.
Oh, okay. I mean, he ate in the cafeteria though, so
People got to eat lunch.
yeah.
Tom.
But was his mom there or something?
no,
Yeah, ain't
he's
then
a genius. He doesn't need
he doesn't need a mom.
babysitter.
So people born on February 29th, of course, they have to
Register with the government.
register. Well, I mean, everybody needs to register with the government when they're born. But then for most people, they then decide, okay, I'm going to go by my birthday being February 28th or March 1st. Like,
What do you mean?
as far as like birthday part, if a form needs my birth date and it doesn't have February 29th,
It'll
like,
have February 29th.
not every form, Tim.
What are you kidding me? What form are you talking about?
Like an online form.
It
with the
absolutely
drop
will.
down.
It absolutely
No,
will.
it won't. Not always. What if
Find
it
me
doesn't-
what, Tom?
What if it doesn't have a year? Find you one. I could just make a form.
Tom,
Uh-huh.
right now.
Yeah.
No, when we're done,
No, right now. We'll stop.
you haven't. It's 10:30 right now.
Uh-huh.
If by midnight
Yeah.
you show me a form online that does not let you put in February 29th, that's your birthday, I'll give you $5,000.
I don't want that. Like, I know, like, your wife, Tim, and I can't see
She's
her
cool
next time.
with it. She's cool with it. I talked to her about it before I got here.
So you're cool if I make some high stakes bets with Tom, right? Some bets that also.
All right, what $500?
some
$500.
Some bets that also, it's like, if I really want I could find that. I could just make it
In
myself.
an hour and a
or
half.
I could
No,
scam you or something.
Find in good faith.
What
I'm
if
assuming good faith.
What if I Google badforms.com?
It's just going to show you bad golf swings.
Or what if I show
To be
you?
like, oh, you didn't keep his head down.
What if I found you a form, Tim, and it was just like to put in credit card numbers, and there is no date, like a day for the expiration, just the month and year.
Then
That counts, and I win $5,000.
no, Tom, what you're saying is that frequently people encounter
Drop down
forms where it says enter your birth date, and there is no option for February 29th, which is a valid birth date by everybody's measure.
But here's the problem.
Except for Ireland in the 1400s or whatever.
But here's the problem. They don't want to put that option in there for a date that doesn't exist.
But it does exist.
No, but I'm saying they don't want you to put in February 29th, 2023, because that date doesn't exist.
Sure. They don't want you to put in the wrong date for your birthday, too.
No, but it's worse to put in a date that doesn't exist. Don't you remember Y2K?
Yeah, this person would just instantly vaporize.
Yeah, their computer would, boom, take them out.
Tom, I guarantee you, this is not an issue. The thing that you cited to start this was that, like, you had to choose February 28th or March 1st to put on forms. No, you always put your actual birthday, February 29th. That is an actual day.
All right.
There might be a case where there is like an errant form somewhere where they like made a mistake with the drop downs. Maybe. But you wouldn't just be like, yep, March 1st, because that would fuck everything else up.
All right.
If you went to the doctor and they were like, enter your birthday, and they were like, February 29th doesn't actually exist, you wouldn't be like, March 1st, because then your insurance payments would get all screwed up.
I'm filling out a form. Oh, I fill that form out later. I was
What you were saying is you had to choose a day that you have your birthday party.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna stop you during your tirade to be like, okay, then just your birthday party.
Okay.
What would you pick, February 28th or March 1st?
March 1st.
Yeah, I'd go the other way. I'd go the 28th. Because then I think I would be like, saying I'm a March baby feels like a lie.
Yeah, you know what I like to do? On the first of the month, I wake up and I say, rabbit, rabbit. Gives you good luck.
Wait, what?
Yeah, the first of the month. You say, rabbit, rabbit.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
What does that have to do with all this?
Well, then I know I'd have my birthday party on a day where I've set myself up for good luck.
Okay, well, you'd just be born on the 1st.
Well, I wasn't in this scenario.
Well, why not just say rabbit, rabbit on the 1st every day, every 1st?
I do.
Regardless.
I know, but I don't know how long that lasts.
Yeah. I'd rather have the day after my birthday be a good luck day.
Okay.
If you like the show, tell us which day you would like to have it be a good luck day. Would you like it to be your birthday or a different day?
Tom, you're acting like I'm crazy here, but you made an insane claim, and I pushed back, and you were like, Tim, actually.
All right, well, you know what? I'm going to see after the show's done. I'm not going to do it during the show. It's not very entertaining.
You have an hour and 26 minutes.
Listening to it. If you like the show, though, and you're looking to be entertained, don't go online looking for forms that are wrong. Go to tcgde.com, where you can find all of our information, our home addresses, our phone numbers, our social security numbers, and our social media links for the complete guide to everything. You can also check out us on social media. I'm at Tom Reynolds.
I'm at your pal Tim.
And you can check out our Patreon, patreon.com/complete guide, where this month we are boldly becoming salesmen. We're reading Way of the Wolf by the Wolf of Wall Street himself, Jordan Belfort.
A great man, everybody
agrees. It's his book about how to become a persuasive salesman. So me and Tim, we're immersed in it.
And like you're hearing the pitch right now. Is it not effective?
And you're itching. You're saying, I heard earlier, you heard the first pitch that planted the seed of Tim talks about his vacations on the Patreon. And now you're hearing a little bit more and you're going, oh, boy, I can. I'll pay any price. How much? It's very inexpensive. Patreon.com/complete guide. And we'll raise the prices this week because we know we've got a good pitch going.
And if you're born on February 29th, then you go and try to sign up.
Yeah. And it doesn't work, let us know. Tim, some famous celebrities who are born.
That's great. I was going to do the same thing.
Okay. Dennis Farina.
Yeah. R.I.P.
R.I.P. Tony Robbins.
He had a Chicago accent.
He sure did.
Tony Farina.
Hey, I'm Dennis Farina. Dennis Farina. I'm playing a cop and everything.
Yeah.
Man, he's believable. Tony Robbins, the big-headed big guy.
Motivational speaker.
He's
a psychopath.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of like it.
Anthony Sabato Jr.
Hey, I'm Tony Sabato.
He is a Tony Sabato. You think he ever pitched to a network? Hey, how about we make a show called The Sabatos? And I'm, of course, the patriarch, Tony Sabato.
And then my mom, she tries to kill me.
She drives me crazy. And I decided to go to therapy for the first time. I mean, I remember every actor in Hollywood was trying to do the Curb Your Enthusiasm thing as a web series after Curb came out of I could just play myself and rope my friends in to, I remember, what's his name?
Rob Schneider?
No.
Real Rob.
He did one, but, Bud Bundy.
Really? David Faustino?
Yeah. David.
Why was that so readily available?
David Faustino did one, and I remember why. I worked for a company that it was uploaded to at the time, and it's fair because it's public domain, but it had the fucking music from Curb Your Enthusiasm in it.
Ah, smart.
I mean, yeah, it made me know. Okay, that's
what he's ripping off.
It's like, oh, okay, yeah, there's a part where things didn't go his way. And the big one, the big Leap Baby, Ja Rule.
Yeah.
Did you have ones that I don't?
Tyrese Halliburton.
Who's that?
It's a basketball player.
Oh, okay.
He's it's weird.
Halliburton.
It's weird that we're all like, "Go Halliburton." We're like,
well,
if 2004,
some of us have been saying that for 20 years, Tim.
And then I think the lead singer of Foster the People.
Oh, okay. Or is that MGMT? Am I thinking?
That's not them at all.
All right.
See you next week.
That was a HeadGum podcast.